The Israel-Hamas War continues, and every day we hear more terrible news. I think it's really important for us not to just point fingers, which is very easy to do from our place of comfort so far away. I think it's important for us to really hold on to our humanity, to see the suffering of innocent people, and to do what we can to help relieve that suffering. The challenge for us is how, because there are differing perspectives on what relieving suffering means, and for whom. And does relieving suffering in the short term lead to greater suffering in the long term? I know there are a lot of people who see this as very clear-cut, very simple. We must do this, we must speak for this. I don't see it as that simple. I've never seen conflict as simple. I see conflict, especially war, as extremely complex and nuanced. And armed conflict often has to be resolved by looking at nuance. I was brought up, as I've mentioned before, in 1970s, 1980s London, with the threat of the IRA constantly hanging over us. Every single bag that was by itself was immediately destroyed. Trash cans were removed from the entire London Underground so that they couldn't be used as bombs. We lived under this constant threat. And yet, peace did come to Northern Ireland. And so I think it's really important for us to not just sit back and point fingers and blame, but I think it's important for us to see nuance. And doing that is really difficult and takes time. That's why I, in my role as a rabbi, have tried for years to embrace the diverse opinions in our community. It's why, not long after I was here, we held 2 sessions, a listening circle, where members were guided to share their thoughts and were guided to just listen without responding. It was very positive. It was a small group, but a very positive, powerful group. But things changed, and our community changed, particularly in terms of how to respond to Israel and Palestine. As American politics became more divided, our community followed the trend of many Jewish communities of moving towards sides, different opinions. And that led to a lot of tension, particularly while I was away on sabbatical. Our hope has been, for ever since then, to work with individuals in our community to help create a safe space for sharing divergent opinion. And one of the ways that we did that was in the prayers and poems of pain and peace. And this was, I think, an extraordinary collection of pieces of writing by members of our community from all differing perspectives regarding Israel and Israel-Palestine, to show that we're all in pain. We all hate this current conflict. Whether you believe it's necessary or unnecessary, whether you believe it's excessive or appropriate, we're all in pain. We all hate the loss of life, innocent life. And I think it's really important for us to hold on to that. So we shared these prayers and poems of pain and peace. And the Israel Committee and I have been working to create new avenues for members to share. And that's why this coming Tuesday, I'm going to be sharing my presentation on the Israel-Hamas War. And then I'll be answering questions, and then we'll be having members sit together in groups to share their thoughts. And we're deliberately guiding it to make sure that everyone is able to share an opinion safely. Everyone is able to share their own truth, their own feelings. What challenged them, what comforted them about the presentation. And our hope is that this is well attended so that we can continue to do more, that we can continue to open up this dialogue, which is essential for our Jewish community. It's something we've been working on for many years and something we intend to continue to work on for many years to come. In the meantime, it's really important for us to maintain our humanity, to see all conflict, I believe, as terrible, as a failure of all those who have tried to work for peace and been thwarted by extremists on many sides. It should remind us of the importance of continuing to work for peace. And we may have differing understandings of what that means, and that's okay, so long as we come to share them safely and respectfully. So my invitation to you for this week, for all TBS members, and it's important that it's only TBS members because it's a conversation between ourselves as members of our community. I invite you to join us this coming Tuesday between 6 and 8 p.m. I'll be sharing my presentation. We'll have a quick break. I'll take some questions, and then we'll split into groups to really take our community dialogue forward. And I really hope you'll be able to join us for that and to share your thoughts safely and respectfully. And of course, this Shabbat, we have Torah study. It's on Zoom only this Shabbat. Torah study this week is about why does Moses break the 10 Commandments? Why does he break the 2 tablets? Really interesting exploration of sources on Zoom only. And then we encourage you to join us for Seth's bar mitzvah ceremony. Seth's going to be playing guitar with us this evening as well as tomorrow. He's another wonderful kid. And talking of kids, talking of the youth in our community, I want to share that our L'Taken weekend was an extraordinary weekend. It was really successful, even though 2 of our 4 flights were cancelled and we had to wait a long time in Dallas-Fort Worth, many hours. The young adults from 10th grade they learned about social justice, they learned about Jewish views on social justice, and then they went and lobbied senators and our congresswoman, and did so well that they were rewarded with something that I've never seen before, which was a trip down onto the floor of the House of Representatives. They did so well that Nathan, the Chief of Staff of Congresswoman Teresa Leger Fernandez, who has been a wonderful ally of our community, took them, made sure a staffer came and took us all down onto the floor of House of Representatives to say well done. He was so impressed with them. So this is a chance to celebrate another one of our young adults, Seth, this weekend, and to join us as we continue to grow and develop the community dialogue about Israel and Israel-Palestine that we have been developing over the years and continue to develop and grow. I really hope you'll be able to join us so that you can share your thoughts with us and so that we can continue to grow that dialogue according to our community members' needs. I hope to see you this evening at Torah study tomorrow morning and on Tuesday, and I wish you Shabbat Shalom.